Execution double nine style. Instead of putting them bodies all about the yeah, back row, but I make that money back there, bro. Put it on the love, with the beat of pumps and the pin of it back. Gotta get them demons off me, even up softness, even up to myself.
What's good? What's good? It's your boy Drama House A Game Entertainment. You already know Battle Raps Old Head Coon Gang, bringing you the latest on these suckers and this sucker shit that's going on. What's really good, you dig? Yeah. I told y'all, man, every Friday it's gonna be a hood story, man. They knocked the channel down, so I was thinking to myself, like, should I continue to go on with the hood stories? You know what I'm saying? Well, you already know, man, we gonna rock till the wheels fall off. I got a new page too. Mess with that. Drama House Reloaded. It's already a few videos up on that. Throwback videos though. And we gonna rock. You already know what it is, man. So check it out, man. We gonna call this Do You Believe in Ghosts? You understand what I'm saying? Because when I was 16 years old, man, I used to run wild with my little mans in them, man. It was me, my one mans, and my other mans, man. You know what I'm saying? We used to roll and rock the streets, man, gang banging, doing what we doing, man. But then all of a sudden, we started coming over each other's houses, man. You couldn't really come over my house because my people was a little bit older. You know what I'm saying? They didn't really play that inside the house game. So we'd shoot over my man's house. His mom was kind of sick or whatever. But so we didn't really run wild in his house. Sometimes we'd go over there just to write raps or whatever. But she was cool as fuck. She let us do that or whatever. And but my one dude, his pops was in the wheelchair. And we could go over there and just run wild. You know what I'm saying? Cut school or whatever, because his pops was in the wheelchair, so he couldn't come down there or whatever. So all we had to do was just be quiet, and then he'll probably just roll off or whatever. Because sometimes he'll come down, he'll come to the door like, "Who down there? Boy, who down there with you?" And he'd be like, "No, it's just me and my sister or whatever." Because the sister was older and she was like with a freak, you dig? So to go over there to be kicking it, it was all the way turned up and live, you dig? So, and a few other her friends used to come over, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, his pops was in the wheelchair, so he couldn't really see he couldn't see what was going on, and we used to just be turning up, you know what I'm saying? So one day I'm over there, but I'm down the street like 2 houses down with the older dudes that be on the block that be drinking all the time. You know what I'm saying? You would think they was older, but they not. They just be drinking all the time. They be right there in their little spot, damn near every day, posted up, drinking beer. You know what I'm saying? They don't even really do the liquor. They do beer and weed, you know what I'm saying? And don't nobody mess with them, and they don't mess with nobody, you know what I'm saying? They kind of corny too. So I'm down there or whatever, on the porch with them while they talking or whatever, doing their thing, and I'm down there talking with them or whatever, and the one dude said to me, he was like, "Hey man, I know you like kicking it with old boy and them, but try not to be hanging down at their house all like that." You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, why you say that? And he's like, "I'm just saying, man, you know what I'm saying, you a cool little dude, man. You know what I'm saying, I just want to pull your coat to that, man." He was like, you know, it's cool to be kicking it with them. They some good peoples, but just don't be hanging around their house all like that. Like, don't be spending the night and stuff like that. And I'm like, wow. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Why you saying that though, nigga? That's crazy to say to me. I want to understand what you're saying, man. He like, it's just because people done said, you know, they done seen weird things happen down there, and weird stuff occur down there and happen to them. I'm like, all right, my nigga, I feel it. You know what I'm saying? I take that and consider it. You know what I'm saying? You know, I fall back. But you know what I'm saying? That's my little man. You know what I'm saying? He cool. You know what I'm saying? And plus, you already know how we get down. Since I'm a young nigga, you know I'm talking reckless. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking like, nigga, whoever it is, they can get it. You know what I'm saying? We gang banging. You know what I'm saying? You already know what it is. So we don't care. Even though we ain't number 16, but that's when you really and your gangster, you know what I'm saying, through those years. So one day you know, I heard what he said, you know what I'm saying, and I felt it too. But like I said, for me just being who I am or whatever, and that's my little man, so I'm backing him up. Like, I hear what you're saying, my nigga, but it is what it is. So we down there one day and shit, and me, him, my other mans, his sister, her friends, you know what I'm saying? It was a sleepover, whatever. Where his pops was like, it was cool, you know what I'm saying? Because his pops, it's like I said, his pops was in the wheelchair, and his pops' moms was in a bed where she couldn't move, and I think they had multiple sclerosis or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Both of them. And the crazy part is, old boy Pops, my boy, his pops is in a wheelchair forever for the rest of his life, because he got that disease or whatever. And they said when he was on it, like when he could walk and all that, he used to be like a dog type dude, you know what I'm saying? Beat the mother up, get drunk, you know, in front of the kids or whatever, whoop the kids real bad, I guess, or whatever. They said, you know, he wasn't really he took care of his family, but he was like he was hard to deal with, man. He was rough on that family, you know what I'm saying? And then they said the disease kicked in because his mom's had it, and like I said, she was upstairs in the bed. She never came down, and they had a nurse for both of them, you know what I'm saying? They had a nurse for both of them. So the kids got to run wild, but they didn't go crazy, but they still was, you know, doing more than the average kids was getting to do because their pops was in a wheelchair. So when we used to come through, his pops used to always, like Home Minister Society with grandparents, you know what I'm saying? His pops used to always be like, you know, sit there and talk to us, shake our hands strong, how you doing, young man, blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, he was quoting the Bible, talking about what the Bible quotes, talking about what the Bible say, how God said he gonna walk again when Jesus come back or whatever, he's gonna walk again. He used to talk in tongues all day. He used to be sitting there talking in tongues and all kind of stuff, man. And you kind of believed him, you know what I'm saying? You kind of believed him the way he used to talk. Like, he gonna get up out that chair, and then it'd be certain times where he say, I'm about to do it right now, and he'll use all his strength to try to get up, and it wouldn't happen, man. And it wouldn't happen, you know what I'm saying? And I think that chair really humbled him, you know what I'm saying? It really humbled him, man. So, like I said, he talk in tongues. He used to beat his kids and his wife or whatever, and he was a drinker, a heavy drinker. I don't know if he was a drunk, but he was a heavy drinker, and that disease confined him to a wheelchair, you know what I'm saying, that already had put his mom's in her bed where she couldn't move, you know what I'm saying, and she was always upstairs or whatever, which they both had nurses. So, and remember, dude told me, don't be really hanging down there all like that. It's cool to kick it with them, but don't really be hanging on down there in this house because people have said things and they have seen and heard things. So one day I'm over there or whatever. Like I said, it's a sleepover or whatever. People just spending the night. So everybody downstairs in the basement, his pops is on the first floor because it's a single house, and I'm on the second floor in a room, probably across the room from where the grandmother is, whose door is closed because she's, you know, she can't move or nothing, man, from that disease or whatever. So for some odd reason, I got a pair of scissors in my hand, carving into the door a man in the wheelchair, giggling to myself or like out loud, like it's funny as hell. When people see this, they're gonna be tripping off this. And this shit looked just like a man in a wheelchair, because when my other dude who used to hang with us came up, he's like, man, you crazy as, man, you a crazy dude, man. He was like, I was like, what? Knowing what he was talking about, he like, man, you drawing that dude, he said the dude name, you drawing old boy father in the wheelchair in the door, man. That looked just like him, man. That looked crazy, man. And I'm saying to myself, Like, I'm laughing thinking it's funny. And while I'm laughing thinking it's funny, still doing it, everybody started running upstairs from the basement. Everybody started running upstairs from the basement. And people was looking at the door because I had stopped. But, you know, it's right there on the door. I'm talking about the door that you open to come in the room. The door is open, so once you close the door, you can see it right there. And plus, with the doors open, you can see it right there. You know what I'm saying? So everybody running upstairs screaming or whatever. We looking, I got the scissors in my hand. We looking like, what's up? They like, it was horses in the basement chasing them. They said it was horses in the basement chasing them that looked like electricity. It looked like electricity, but they were shaped like horses, and they was chasing them. And everybody seen this shit. And I'm saying to myself, like, what? Horses? So, you know how kids yell out something like, oh, you seen that or whatever, and everybody will get to running. It was sort of like that, but everybody really seen this. But for some reason, we stayed in the house, but people were scared as hell to go into the basement. Well, the ones who was just sleeping over, because they kept saying that, like, I'm not going back downstairs. You know what I'm saying? But we kids. So, like, there's a different way of thinking and seeing things from a kid and a grown-up. You understand what I'm saying? People don't really believe kids. They're not going to believe kids that if we said we seen some shit like this. But what's so crazy is after the person was like, I'm not going back down in the basement, the daughter was like, we see stuff like that all the time. You know what I'm saying? And then later on, I'm thinking to myself, I be hustling at 16. You feel what I'm saying? I'm well aware. I know exactly what I'm doing. Why was I at somebody else's house with a pair of scissors carving a man in a wheelchair into the door? Why am I doing that? Giggling to myself, thinking this is super funny. Why am I doing that? As my man came upstairs, seen this shit, and was like, dude, you crazy, man. The other people who was spending the night running up the steps from the basement yelling out, horses was chasing them. Only thing I could think of is what dude told me from down the street. So now I'm looking like, I didn't get to see the horses. I didn't see that. But I'm upstairs at 16 with a pair of scissors drawing this dude father into the door that's really in a wheelchair that's downstairs, and his mom's is worse than him in the next room over. So look, check it out. I'm saying to myself, okay. I started catching cases after cases. I caught like 3 cases in a row hanging down at that house after dude told me what he told me. I caught like 3 cases back to back at 16. Another thing, we coming out the house one day, right? Me and dude, we coming out his house one day. So I'm the first one. I'm the first one off the porch. So we going down the street. I come off the porch. I'm looking up the street because it's like a hill, like on one of them hill streets. So when I'm looking, I don't see nobody. He come off the porch and he start walking with me. We walking down the street. I happen just to turn around again, you know, because the streets is wild. You know what I'm saying? Even at 16. So I look behind us, and from like a distance, I could see somebody walking down too. From a distance though. It kind of looked like somebody with a hat on and a raincoat or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And they was tall. They looked kind of silly to me. So I'm talking about like from a distance. So when I looked, I couldn't really see no face. So when I looked, I tapped my man like, man, look at this silly shit right here. Or silly nigga right here. And when we both went to turn around, the nigga was right behind us. Took the fuck off. The nigga was right behind us. That shit scared the fuck out of me. You understand me? One day, all this shit occurring in the same time, right after what dude told me about hanging around this nigga house. My man's still a car. We get the car. Now he just stole this car from across town somewhere. Way across town somewhere. We way on this side of town. We riding around, you know what I'm saying, kicking it or whatever. I'm driving. A car pull on the side of us and just look and bob his head. I'll bob my head. You feel me? So we steady driving or whatever. And he just seemed like he just trying to catch up. Like after like he'll come off and then he'll catch back up. Now remember, we only 16. This dude had to be about 20 something. So he rolled the window down. And I rolled the window down. I'm like, what's up, man? He like, that's my car, nigga. And started chasing. Oh yeah, he had a strap. Started chasing the shit out of us. So when he was talking to me, it was a car with kids in it. This car was loaded with people. We was in a Blazer. This car was loaded with people. They was at a light. I'm looking at dude as he pulling the gun, like as he showing the gun, and I hit the gas. My dude like, watch out. I turn and look. I see a little boy on the glass looking at us, about to smash his car. I grabbed the steering wheel, yanked it over, and then yanked it back over, came around the car like some action flick shit. We get all the way down to the hood, come into the back of this building, jump out that boy, and take off. I tell my mans who gave us the car what happened. He told me that that wasn't the person's car who they stole it from. He say that's the person's car who he stole it from, because his mans had stole it from somebody and he stole it from his mans. And we bump into his mans. Ain't that crazy? All the way on the other side of the town. That's why dude kept slowing down, catching back up with us, because he was trying to peep the truck. He knew that truck, and he knew somebody had stole it from him. You feel me? And he thought we was the ones that stole it. He chased us all the way down Euclid. I was looking for the police, scared to death. I ain't gonna lie. This nigga, I thought this nigga was gonna kill us, man. This nigga had the nerve to chase us, and this was a stolen car that somebody stole from him that he stole. Ain't that crazy? So check this. After all of that, right in this little time frame, one day we go spend the night at my dude's mother house. The dude that's in the wheelchair's wife, but they not together no longer because he used to beat her ass or whatever. So she lived on the other side of town. You know what I'm saying? She lived on the other side of town from him. We go spend the night over his house, over his mother house. You feel me? Because she was cool. Me, him, my dude, my other dude, the daughter, you know what I'm saying? We all over there. We went to Walmart or whatever the day we came over there and kicked it or whatever. Then we went probably like Kmart. I don't think it was Walmart, right? It was Kmart. We went back to the house or whatever, chilled, did whatever it did. We ate, go to sleep. We get a call the next day I'm sleep on the floor. We all sleep on the floor. The mother woke and she arguing with somebody. So she wake me up like, boy, could you get on the phone and tell this man that you ain't been over there, that you been here all night and you ain't been nowhere over there? I say, what? She like, yeah. She said, she like, yeah. This man on the phone talking about you just walked in his house, went over, walked in his, knocked on his door, opened his door, walked in his house, looked at him and the nurse, and sat on the steps. Sat on the steps and won't say nothing. He said that you right there, right now, and he explained, here go the crazy part. He explaining everything that I got on as we speak. He haven't seen me. He haven't seen me. He explaining everything that I got on right now. He explaining that. That's the freakiest shit ever. He explaining everything I got on right now. He on the phone telling her that I'm sitting on his steps right now, and he got the nurse right there to verify this, and she agreeing with it. And right when she was handing me the phone, he said that I just got up and walked out the door and left. Ain't that some crazy shit? Now, did you hear what I just said? We went over my dude mother house. The father haven't seen us. We haven't been over there. Now, my dude been over there because he lived there. But me and my other dude haven't been over there. We went straight to the mother house. Went to Kmart and bought some stuff. Went back to their house. Spent the night. Went to sleep. The next morning, the mother on the phone arguing with the father because the father said that I just walked in the house and sat on the steps looking at them and I won't say nothing. And he explaining everything that I got on. I'm laying on the floor asleep. He explaining everything I got on. And then he said, when I got up all the way, when I woke up all the way, and she was about to hand me the phone, he said, wait a minute, he just got up off the steps and walked out. Now you tell me, is that some crazy ass shit right there for dealing with that house? How the fuck, excuse me, how did he know what I had on? Like like how could he explain that? Like that is crazy right there. And it don't stop there, man. After I stopped hanging around there, after that situation, and I stopped hanging around there, man, his brother killed one of our niggas, man. His brother killed one of our niggas that used to beat, that went to school with us or whatever. His brother killed him in the dice game. They was in the backyard by themselves. He killed him and I guess tried to hide him. The father went crazy or whatever. They had to, matter of fact, the house caught on fire. The house caught on fire and burned the house up with the mother in it, and they got the father out, and they had to put him in the crazy house. And then later on after that, my dude who I used to hang with, who house it was, when he became a grown man, his daughter burned up in the house fire. That was some strange shit to me, man. After dude told me to stop hanging around that house, it was cool to be cool with my friend who I used to hang with, shit started going real left. And we start seeing shit, and that shit that his father said. It's the only thing I can ask you, man, is do you believe in ghosts? Drama House A Game Entertainment, you already know. Battle Raps Old Head, Coon Gang, bringing you the latest on these suckers and the sucker shit that's going on. What's really good. dig?